Okay, Western Green Bay, Sophia, Rochester Athletic Club, good. Physique out in Salem. Okay, I think we have everybody. Okay, so let's get started. So welcome everybody. I'm really excited to have you spend time with Taylor and his team. I've known Taylor for a number of years and seen what he's done for the Hocassin Athletic Club, who's been a member of the Rex Roundtables for almost 20 years, and has also been a consulting client of mine. And I think this is a great opportunity to increase non-dues revenue and add a lot more value to your membership. And Taylor also happens to be in the Rex Roundtable for Supplier, so he understands being in a roundtable as well as being a Rex Trusted Supplier. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Taylor. And he told me to tell everybody he's always right, but I think he only tells that to his kids. Not sure if they listen yet, but
Until they asked my wife, and she's like, "No, that's not right." I don't know. We know that's not right. So,
Taylor, it's all yours. Thanks.
all right, thank you, Eddie. So yeah, I'm Taylor Watkins, the CEO of Digital Revenue Systems. I've been in the fitness industry for over 15 years, starting in college, and then got back into it at the Hocassin Athletic Club, where I started in membership and then moved to membership and advertising sales. And then because we had a digital advertising arm, and after that took over that digital advertising arm as the advertising manager. From there, helped take them to the next level by partnering with great companies like Reflect, which is where Mark Daniel's from. And then we grew DRS as a need for other clubs to use the tools that they have at your gyms right now to create a separate revenue source, whether it be from advertising sales or just general sales uplift, which is stuff we're going to go over today. I'm going to introduce Ashley real quick. Ashley is our new VP of Business Development at Digital Revenue Systems. So she works hand in hand with all of our clients. And then I'm going to have Mark introduce himself real quick. He is part of Reflex Systems. They are our software and hardware partner. I have been with them for almost 2 years now, working side by side with them, and they are pretty much the ones to go to as far as digital signage in the industry. So, Mark, I'm going to hand it to you real quick.
Great. Hey, thanks, Taylor. I'm getting an echo here. Am I the only one getting that?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. I'll live with it on my end. So yeah, my name is Mark Daniel. Appreciate everybody attending today and learning more about DRS and what Taylor and his team provide. I'm the VP of Global Partnership Development with Reflect. Reflect is probably the leading software and digital platform provider for enterprise level digital signage networks. We service retailers and healthcare and clubs, entertainment venues all across the US. And our main concentration is being able to provide content and software and all of the things necessary to create engagements with digital signage, and then also within the case of with DRS as a partner to be able to provide software that helps not only create digital engagement for consumers, but also the ability to effectively monetize these networks as well.
Thank
So
you.
back to you.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully this works because, so we're just going to have some slides. If anyone has any questions at any time, please just put them up in the chat, and we'll get to them along the way. This is going to be pretty open and all. So this is about changing the channels to profitability. And I need to do that. There we go. All right. So our objective for you today is really how can you fuel your member engagement and drive additional revenue into your clubs using what we can provide to you, or even using what you have now. We're going to go over the what and the who, the where and the when, what custom curated content is, our partnerships with Reflect and how that works, and then how to really measure your success. It's not always about the dollar value. We're also going to help you take it to the next level. Whatever you're doing right now, we could take to the next level, and then we'll just recap right after that. So, driving revenue through engagement. Engagement is the key for your growth, for any growth objectives. Going to the gym is a social experience, a community. So, for example, do you have a favorite bar or restaurant? When you walk in, do they know your name? Do you have a certain table you like to go to? Does the bartender already know your drink? When your members come into your facility, do you know them because they've been there for so long? Do you talk to them by name? Do you know what things that they like either in your cafe, or what exercises that they do, or what group classes they go to? Right now, a lot of clubs are using an underutilized canvas as a resource and as a revenue source, and that's your TVs, your digital signage. You need to use that to effectively communicate to your members so they do become aware, they do understand what's going on in the club, and there's a desire to do more. So not using the tools at your disposal to orchestrate and personalize the entire end-to-end customer experience, it's rough, but with our program, you can do this on any moment at scale in real time. And recently with COVID and all, our members, their expectations have changed. I mean, how many members come in right now, or how many prospects come in right now to become a member, have a lot more questions to go through. Is there a different vetting process for gyms now because of health and wellness due to COVID standards? Are they expecting more from your club? With that, you can really, with digital signage, you can help on that journey from prospect to member, and then from member to an advocate of somebody who sees things that are going on in the club, or sees events or personal training promotions, or a young lady losing 30 pounds because she worked out with a certain trainer or did a certain class. Those are the things that our goal with working with us is understanding your members and then extending that journey for them. So what is DRS? So DRS, we custom curate, which is we help you put information, entertainment, and advertising, if you like, on your own private digital signage network for your club. So your network, your TVs that'll show this information, either it be schedules or events or whatever, is for you in your club. It's branded to your club. You're not going to see it for another club. So we're going to look at your brand and reinforcing your brand and telling the story about your club and helping that member gain more awareness of what's going on, and creating some sort of sales lift, either it be a something that your club represents, or instinct, like a real quick buy of, oh my goodness, they got the new Lululemon in their pro shop, let me go get it. We're going to look at your employees as well. We're going to help them with productivity and with their knowledge of what's going on in your club. It's not just like our members, our employees don't read every single email. And you're not meeting with them every Monday and going, hey, by the way, this is what's happening all throughout the club this week and on the weekends. In addition, we're going to help with improved that member experience. That is above all everything. Your member experience is first. Creating some sort of entertainment or infotainment. And then finally, advertising revenue. Using your local businesses, your local community to bring in and advertise to your members. It's not going to be, not all about the big businesses and all. We want to create that community within your club so that your members are going out and spending money locally. So some of the times, clubs, we get people that say, well, I don't want to advertise to my members. Well, you already are. So for example, if you have ESPN on or HGTV or anything like that while somebody's on a treadmill, let's say there's an hour-long program on that screen. Well, on average, there's between 14 and 22 minutes of advertising during that time. The only issue is that advertising, you're not getting paid on, somebody else is. So as far as members being worried about being advertised to or seeing advertised, they already see it. When we come in, we want to understand your facility, your members, and your employees. Knowing your environment and the unique DNA of your space is really important. And our objectives to drive success on your network are, again, understanding your member profiles. It's not all about senior memberships or family memberships. We want to get granular. We want to know if it's a mom with 2 kids between the ages of 30 and 50 that has that works as well and may have a nanny on the account. We want to get very granular. We want to maximize engagement, make sure those screens are where people are going to see them. We want to make sure that your club is getting the correct messaging out. I mean, how many times have you had to reprint something because the date's wrong or something is wrong on there? And along with the content, we want to make sure it's engaging. Are people even going to look at the screen? It's not something that's repeated over and over and over again. Is it something that's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm glad I saw the grocery store on there because I gotta go get to the grocery store right after this. And then we talk to you about a custom content strategy. So what's content? It's the entertainment, the infotainment, the weather, sports scores. There's so much stuff that we can do with the content, but it's something that we need to keep feeding over and over again because we don't want it to get stale. And plus you have a lot of things going on. We want to look at, again, engaging those members, making sure the employee communications are correct, focusing on your brand. And again, the advertising or any even advertising for your club or within your club is hyper local, hyper targeted, and sophisticated. So for example, it's leg day versus doing just calf raises. So we want to make sure that we're targeting a senior that's at your club or a other type of demographic at your club, whether it be a family or single or student. And then again, old adage, but no pain, no gain. So short-term success versus long-term gains. Yes, there's some short-term success on things, but we want to make sure that it doesn't go stale and that over the long term, over the years that we've done this, we have found that when you keep creating better content or engaging content that starts to talk to people or creates a targeted emotion, that gain it goes for a long time. We really focus on, did somebody get some sort of goal, or did they see themselves up on the screen and say, hey, did you see me on the screen? I did such and such. It helps with member retention and also for referral. And then again, we want to look at in-club sales lift as well. So for example, personal training. We want to make sure, hey, if you have a certain personal training program, as compared to without digital signage, the digital signage, help it out and get it to the next level. With member engagement, we want to create habits. You have people that still don't re-rack weights, or how many times did your employees have to tell somebody to put their mask on or put their mask over their nose? You can have a sign that repeated it over and over and over again. A lot of us, you may or may not have kids. How many times have you told your kids, clean up your mess? I know I say it about 37 times a day per kid. So if I had a sign in my kitchen or something that kept saying, clean up your mess, it might help out. So, the other thing that as a club you may want to think about is, the focus is, yeah, we always need to get more members and more memberships. Yes, that's true. But we still need to focus on the members that are at the club and creating a larger value for those members, increasing the retention so they stay longer. Do they not even stay longer as a member, but stay longer in the club? And increasing the value of that current member so that, okay, they stay 2 months or 20 years. What's their average time that they're in the club? What is their average spend every time they come into the club? I'm actually going to hand it over to Mark with the next slide. And so, Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Taylor. So, as I mentioned, Reflect, we've been around for right at 20 years. We service high-end F100 companies such as Levi's and Best Buy, Cedar Fair Entertainment Parks. We actually power one of the largest out-of-home patient care networks within the U.S., if not globally, to the tune of about probably right at 80,000 locations. And from an advertising standpoint, run about 32 million individual pieces of content per day on that network. So we were very excited to have DRS as a customer, but then it was a very unique opportunity to be able to partner as well, because there was a very definite overlay in terms of objectives and what success looks like. And there are a ton of companies out there that sell hardware, and then they sell software solutions. But what we are really about from a consultative standpoint is what's behind the screen, what's the information that is there, what's the engagement level, how are you trying to effectively be able to not only be able to engage with your members, but then also convey information to them, as Taylor mentioned. Not having to send out emails. A lot of times you're not able to have a lot of that physical one-on-one time. People are very visual, and when they see digital signage in front of them while they're working out, or even if something is passive, they pay attention and they retain that. Digital signage is just without a doubt hands down. And we can provide some additional information, the most effective way to be able to effectively communicate with somebody, and then also draw on that retention. So one of the things that was very interesting about Reflect and the way that we go after any of our valued customers in the marketplace was very similar with DRS, and really looking at it from the standpoint of what's your strategy? What does success look like? Is it more from an engagement standpoint? Is it more from trying to communicate, or using it from trying to be able to leverage the efforts of employees that you have internally? Being able to really anything. You've got messaging. They're going to be potentially construction within a certain area of your club. You're able to be able to post that. From a content standpoint, we also provide custom content. We can do any type of creative that you want. As Taylor mentioned as well, we leverage ourselves, and we have partners really with anybody that has any technology available. And so if you're going to want to add some additional, whether it's local news or traffic reports, weather, stock tickers, we can add all that as well. And then, obviously offering best in class technology. There's a lot of things that we can add as well that would potentially help kind of curate data within your clubs on the amount of people that are coming in, what's the dwell time, where are they within the club. From a support standpoint, we totally and completely back Taylor in the efforts with regard to making sure that everything is on, everything is operational, and for the most time, we would actually know that there would be a problem, and we would have things fixed before it would even be on your radar. And then probably one of the most advantageous things to the entire proposition that DRS brings to the table is the only thing better than being able to communicate that information do so in a way that is custom fitted to your members, is being able to provide relevant advertising content on a local level that gives the ability to not only offset what the CapEx and OpEx would be, but also create a revenue generating opportunity as well. So we're thrilled to death to be able to partner with DRS and able to do so very effectively by the fact that our core values and the value added solutions that we bring to the marketplace align completely with DRS. Let me move to the next slide. This is really, as a full service provider, there's a lot of software that we bring to the table, but really the three main things that I want to touch on is this is proprietary to us, but this is what powers the network that DRS utilizes for its customers, is Reflect View, which gives the ability to schedule and play content anywhere on any screens, whether you want to have content on one screen or have content on all screens. Being able to, whether it's going to be static images, whether it's video, really whatever you want can be played. Add Logic, which gives the ability to be able to track. So to the point of proof of affidavits, any ads that are on there can be tracked. So, and also gives the ability so that, if there would ever be the opportunity to want to know how much time is in ads, how much time is in the content that we're actually posting and scheduling and playing within our facilities, we can provide that as well. And then probably the thing that really sets us apart from the rest of our competition is Reflect Experience. And what this is a permission-based portal that goes into our system. So you would have, and it can be based on the level of security for the individual doing it. You can go in and you can put in your own ad and your own content and schedule it. So, if you have a special group that's coming in, you can go in and you can immediately schedule something. You can put that in. It's just as easy as going in and ordering something on Amazon or, navigating through Netflix. It gives the ability, and we can also provide templates. We can do things that are branded based on, what the aesthetic that you want within your club. But you can narrow it down to where if it's on one screen, it could be on all screens. It can be in certain different parts of the gym. If you have multiple locations, you can do it based on, geographic requirements as well. So our software provides the opportunity for you to go in and in addition to any other content that is there in the advertising, you're also able to go in and put in any type of information that you want to be able to be communicated to your members, and it can be changed, and it's all real time. So those are available to you.
So, all right, here's where we get to the fun stuff. Well, how are you going to measure your success? We're going to look at your return on investment, return on objectives, and return on experience. First, with return on investment. Look, yes, there is an additional outlay. Yeah, most of you are probably wondering, how do I know this is even going to work? Well, I've been doing this for 10 years. And yes, there's an investment up front. Yes, we have a startup fee. But the way we position ourselves is we want to make sure that you are making money within the first 6 to 9 months after going live, so that initial investment or whatever is going to be recouped quite quickly. So we help with sales lift. We give you a few metrics to look at when you're doing your sales lift. We want to find out, are your employees being more productive? Did you save on print? You're not going to have to print so many flyers anymore. You're not going to have to send out so many emails. Hopefully you don't have to distribute all that stuff or have somebody do that distributing for you. Each club is going to have a different sort of media sales packet that's branded to them. In addition, if you have multiple locations, you may have local businesses that are local to this one location over here, but not able to do this location over here. So we want to make sure that they're not spending too much and they're driving their success based on where they are in location to your facility. And then tracking metrics. So did you get more transactions for the personal training because you put some information up there? Or did your average amount of sessions grow from 10 sessions to 15 sessions because of something we put on digital signage? Or think of it this way, speed of service. Was it easier to do something at your club for your member? Did that 30 minutes on the treadmill only feel like 25 minutes? Because that's going to be great for them. I don't like the treadmill. And if it seems longer because of something that's over here, because I'm wearing my Bluetooth speakers, that's going to be so much better. And guess what? Speed of service, that relates to customer satisfaction. Are they satisfied with what's going on, within your club? So, part of our playbook that we give is we teach you the best practices on how to track those metrics. Now, return on objective, this is something that you and your team and us really work on, because I personally, I feel that each profit center should have their own objectives. First off, we're reinforcing your brand and how visible that brand is to all of your members and all of your guests that are coming into your club. In addition, we want to differentiate your club from all the other clubs. We don't want you to, we want people to walk in and go, wow, they're really being innovative. Again, we're getting back to the informed employees, because this is, I find that communication is key when we're talking to a lot of these clubs. Increasing the awareness. Are our members more aware of what's going on? Did I sell out a summer camp faster because I didn't have to send out multiple reminder emails? Is it helping our customer service? And then again, going back to motivating an action and creating a habit. Are we creating habits with members? And it could be anything, again, of clean out the equipment or re-rack your weights, or you could even start doing things like, hey, don't forget your smoothie after your workout. Create that habit of them going to that next sale. And finally, we really want to look at return on experience. We want to focus on those great reviews of your club and showing them up there on the screen. We want to use your digital signage as a member retention tool, creating upsell potentials. And again, we're going to go back to the higher lifetime customer value. Like, we want to create a customer that's going to be at your club for quite some time. And then we want to work on the length of the customer journey. So again, reiterating from prospect to member, and then member to where they're growing through an ascension of purchases to help them get to that next level, to where they're becoming an advocate, where they're giving you testimonials and case studies and being really a part of that community in your club. And then from there, we want them to become, influencers and affiliates. The other thing that we've found is we want to increase, if you have a loyalty program, increase the involvement of that loyalty program. Too many times, most of your members don't use all the benefits of that loyalty program. So just a little, real history right here. Our proven model, we've been to the Hockessin Athletic Club. This is where our idea started. This is where I started doing this. So we use digital signage for non-due services for sales lift, member success recognition, employee recognition, events and important announcements, everything from CPR certification to ISR to preschool that we have and enrolling in preschool. We have dedicated displays just for that content. And then we have dedicated displays, 15 dedicated displays for advertising. When I took over in 2018 and into 2019, our 2019 gross revenue, I took it to $336,000 on the advertising side of it. Okay. When you partner with us, we can do all of this for you, especially the advertising sales. And all we do is a net revenue share. So, and that's something that we talk to you when we meet. You know, all we're going to do is create your system, create your network, and then every month, once we start getting advertising dollars in, you get a check. It's simple as that. So when you partner with us, oops, my apologies. We're going to provide you with a playbook. We're going to come out with Reflect, do a site survey and evaluation, give you a timeline of, okay, you probably have all the TVs that you need. You may need a few more, you may not. We provide you with the media players to make sure everything's playing correct. We're going to look at a revenue forecast if we're helping out with the ad sales, or even if we're coming in and consulting for you, we're going to do a revenue forecast for you. We're going to do sales training for you and for all of your profit center directors. In the first 90 days, we're going to do a weekly coaching call. After the first 90 days, we'll do biweekly or monthly, depending on your need. We have creative design assistance for intermittent needs that you have for, if a date is wrong or anything, we can get it updated for you, no problem. We do a 90-day club branded ad content calendar, because that's the thing that really needs to keep feeding is that content. The first 90 days, the software licensing is taken care of, as well as the media players. And then again, we can do all the ad sales for you and do a net revenue share. And with that, we take, no matter which way you go with us, we do all the advertiser account management. So you don't need to worry if the local pizza shop down the road gave you the wrong JPEG image or the JPEG side, or if they gave you a wrong commercial that's supposed to be an MP4. And then again, working with Reflect, we have the hardware management and service. So, next steps, if you're just curious and you want to learn more about, we want to learn more about you and your club, because every club's going to be completely different. You could talk to us for, complimentary evaluation. We'll gather enough information to estimate what the value of a private signage network is in your facility. Does anyone have any questions or anything, or?
Okay, so if you have questions, you can either put them in the chat or put them in the Q&A.
I'm glad we still have participants. Yay.
Well, good. So, Taylor, I know that you're working with a couple of the Rex members right now. Could you, I'm sure one of the questions everybody's going to ask is, realistically, how much revenue can I make? Is it worth, the time and energy I have to put into it?
Well, that really depends on what kind of program they go with us. If we're doing all the work, really the time and energy is nil. I mean, a lot of the work is really upfront with finding more about their club and where we would need to put signage and all. And most clubs already have televisions. It's just repurposing those televisions to put a signage program in. And then the other part of it is really, what do they want it to look like and what do they want it to say? So we can make this so it's turnkey, or if they wanted to have us come in and just teach a hungry salesperson to do this for them, we can do that as well. It's really, it's been different for each club, actually.
Okay, thanks. Okay, let me just check. Okay, I don't see any questions in the Q&A. Does anybody else have any other questions at all? Okay, so with that, I want to say thank you, everybody, for spending time with us. We'll get a copy of the recording out to all the Rex members. So even those that couldn't make it today will get a chance to review this. I strongly suggest you take a look at what they're doing, because I've seen it firsthand down in Hocassin and how successful and easy it was to implement and how profitable it was. So please take a look at it. Regardless of your business model, I know that Taylor's spoken to clubs as big as the Estonian and as small as some local in small market clubs as well. So well,
And
thank you.
franchises as well. So we're working with all. So yeah.
Great. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you,
great
Eddie.
rest of the week. Great weekend. I look forward to seeing you on the next Rex call. If you have any questions, you can reach directly out to myself, and I'll connect you with Taylor and Ashley and Mark.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ed.
Eddie.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Maria.
Eddie.
Can you
Thanks,
stop the
everybody at
recording,
Rex.
please?
What was
Maria,
that?
can you stop